Hello, and thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We are going to do a seed time and harvest reading for the sign of Taurus. So the purpose of this reading is to take a look at something that you may have sown into in the past and get an idea about what kind of harvest you might be pulling in as a result of that action or that decision. So keep in mind that you do plant a lot of seeds throughout your life and throughout your day and throughout your week. And so you will also have just lots of different harvests coming in. It's almost like a cause and effect energy here. And so I also want you to know that this is not written in stone, and that as you are listening, you can use this as a mirror to show you something about yourself that you might be able to change that you couldn't see prior to this, and use that as a catalyst to make a shift in your life, okay? So, Taurus, I see that in the past, you might have had to I feel like you had to let go of something. You might have been mourning something that you lost, but it was toxic. It was not healthy for you. And with the Five of Cups in the upright, there were 2 cups remaining behind you. And with these 2 cups, there is a star energy, because we have the star for the major arcana. And I noticed that there's 2 cups. She's got one in water and one on land. Okay. So I feel like you made a decision, I feel, to let something go, even though it kind of hurt you to watch that leave, but it was toxic. And you made a decision to move into an energy where you can accept this new, there was a new, healthier relationship with the star, somebody that's refilling your cups, okay? I feel like it's grounded and emotional. It's a grounded emotional energy. So I'm getting water and earth energy here. And as a result of that, you are going to be more giving. If you're going to have this energy of feeling like you're able to give to others materially, or you'll have others give to you. You might also I feel like you might be receiving some kind of balance in your material realm as a result of this. So I see that there's a 4 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like this is like the ending of maybe a marriage or some type of foundation. But I feel like because it was toxic and it was out of balance, maybe this was impacting your money, maybe it was impacting your soul energy, your actual energy. And because of that, now you have the energy to give in a fair and balanced way. You might have felt drained. You could have felt drained financially, spiritually, emotionally, because you weren't grounded. You weren't grounded in whatever it was that you were in. So let's take a look. And here, okay. So we have the wolf here. Beware who you trust. And then we have the queen here in the past. It says love and prosperity. All right. And so the way that these are falling is this beware who you trust is under the 5 of Cups, and the star is the queen with love and prosperity. So I feel like you might have in the past thought that you were in a situation, in this marriage or this situation with a clean energy, and you found out that it was really wolves in sheep's clothing. You were trusting the wrong people. When the cups were poured out, it was not water. It's very toxic, stuff that's not good for you emotionally. And so when you let that go, you were able to recognize that you did have and this could have been that you had a relationship going on the side. It could be that for some, or it could just be that you had the possibility of connecting with someone who was going to be more grounded. And this is coming out as like a queen energy. And this is, love and prosperity. And this is mirroring with the energy of the 6 of Pentacles, where you have enough to give out. Maybe you didn't have enough. You were so drained that you couldn't give anything else. Now you're going to be in an energy where you have excess, you have extra energy, you have extra money, extra resources to where you can give to others in a fair and balanced way. Because if this was a case where this person was on the side and you had this toxic, marriage or situation with somebody that you couldn't trust, and maybe they were doing the same, I feel like this is also kind of a warning to be careful that with this newfound energy and resources, that whatever you're giving out, that you're not also finding other people on the side to go give this out as well, and to make sure you're doing it in a fair and balanced way. You're giving to people in a just way. I'm also hearing, some way you get somebody is the way you lose them. I don't know if that really applies to this person. It could, but you know, that just came out there. So let me clarify this Six of Pentacles as well. Yeah, we have the chalice. So this is very much about cups being refilled. You have rejuvenation and refillment. So you have, your cups have been filled up emotionally, and it's grounded so much that you can give to others. I feel like it's not just giving like finances, but it's like giving of yourself to others, in a way for people that need that energy from you, where maybe you didn't have it to give. And I also feel like this is saying that before you can give to others, you need to fill up your own cup first. You need to fill up your own cup, because you just drain yourself trying to give when you don't have a lot to give. All right, it's like getting healing for yourself. So I feel like you also made a decision to follow your bliss because you weren't happy where you were before. And I feel like you probably consulted with some astrological charts, because it says navigating by the stars. I'm getting like this energy of like, you know, a wise man that's kind of going on a journey to see, you know, where the stars will lead them, you know, because people would navigate, they would use the stars as like a compass in the sky, and it would tell them, you know, you need to go north, or you need to follow this constellation here, and that's how they would get around. Our earliest forms of navigation here. And because you did this, you are now in the flow of what it is that you need to be in. So things will be smooth for you. You're moving from a space of being in toxicity and a space of being in lack and feeling drained, to being in a space of being in the flow and feeling like, you know, you can just kind of sit back and let the universe carry you a bit, okay? All right, so let's clarify with the wisdom of the oracle here. Observer, okay? So I feel like you might have, you know, this kind of matches up with, yes, okay. So this kind of matches up with this navigating by the stars and really looking at what it is that you need to do. So also in looking into this, I feel like you were like maybe studying your own chart, maybe the chart of others, and you were trying to see, what do I really want? Like, what does my highest self really, really want for my life? And what do I need to do to get into that energy? The number associated with this is 13, so I feel like it was, you need to make an ending. You need to put an end to something, to transform it into what you would like, or create the space for that. And for you, you know, it was this other person that came in with very loving energy. She's got a crook and a flail here, so I feel like it's kind of bringing a sense of like balance and order in the realm of love and prosperity. And, you know, as a result, that's helping you. Now, the warning I would say is that it's kind of giving you a leg up. The number associated with this is 7. And to be careful, you know, like we said before, that with all this newfound, you know, love and fulfillment, that it doesn't become a crutch, that it's coming all from this person. I feel like it's important to like allow this to fill you up and rejuvenate you, but then to also, once you get that rejuvenation, to allow it to like kind of sit and marinate, so that then you can kind of continue this inner healing, so that you won't get drained. I would say be careful about going off and then taking this, getting your cup filled, and then immediately going and pouring it all out into somebody else's cup, and then needing to come back and get another fill up, and then going and pouring it out in somebody else's cup, because then you end up with a codependent situation. And then instead of it being this balanced, beautiful, you know, in the flow of the universe thing, you're having to depend on this person to fill up your cup. And now it has the capacity, you know, if this person ever becomes negative or toxic, which with a dynamic like this, it has the possibility to certainly become, now you're back in the 5 of Cups, where it becomes toxic, and this pure water that you had that was grounded can become murky and dirty, and you'll have to go find another cup, okay? because it's not healthy to do that. And furthermore, it wouldn't be fair to that person for their waters to become muddied up and dirtied and not respected and valued in the way that it should. We all have cups and we should respect that. And I feel like it's the same for you. I feel like for you, you feel like the just thing to do is to share this with everyone. But sometimes it's not for everybody, you know, like you have to drink your water first. Like we might have a cup of water and we want to go give it, but first we have to be able to multiply it or to cause it to, you know, not run out on our own before we can just pour into others. And we want to make sure that it's in a balanced and just way that we're giving to others, so that that cup doesn't run empty, run dry. And you go from becoming, I feel like you're becoming more empowered in yourself to feel more grounded in this loving energy. But when you immediately pour all that out, it's like you give away all your power. You're giving it away to someone else, and then you have to come back and get it. So in that situation, you are not the person in the power. It's the person who has the cup that you're filling yours up with to go pour out to others. And people might view you as being the person with this this ability to give or to be, but it's really the person that you're getting your cup filled from. And you never want to give somebody that much, you know, power. Like I feel like there has to be so much, you know, just some sense of mutual respect, but a lot of that comes from filling up ourselves first and then coming, and then you can exchange. I'm saying like you want to have more of like the temperance card where you have, you know, it's coming from a higher source. It's like an angel, and you're using wisdom and crown chakra energy to, you know, when I think crown chakra, I think like you're pulling, you know, energy from the universe. It's almost like I might be saying this wrong, maybe Shakti, Shekinah energy. You're pulling down and you're in the flow of that energy. This is universal flow energy. And then from that, it's a never-ending flow. It's never ending. And when we connect with that on our own, you don't have to get that from somebody else. You're getting it directly. So you don't have to become dependent on somebody else who is pulling this energy down to provide that for you, because you get it yourself. And then from that space, you can give to others, and it becomes a little different dynamic. Okay, let's do a feather energy card. Okay, yeah, so this is like a gift. It's like you're being gifted with blessings of happiness and peace. So, you know, this person you might view as like a gift, or like they're providing something for you that, you know, you weren't getting before, and it's a gift. It's something that can help bring happiness and peace in your life. And because you have that happiness and peace, it allows you to show up in a happy and peaceful way, which people react to. And I love how this moves. This is a bluebird card. It moves to the white owl. And this says the wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. So I feel like the hope is that this energy that you're receiving will help to fill you up enough to where you're able to really connect on your own with the divine and get that energy from there. And then like we said, you don't become dependent on this person. This person might be very, you know, wise and have a lot of good advice and feel very connected, and maybe they're very connected with the divine within themselves, and that's something that you just really appreciate about them. And so as a result of that, that might be the draw or the attraction. But you also don't want it to become like a toxic thing to where you resent that person, because sometimes, you know, people say like if someone helps you too much or they do too much for you, you can easily resent them. And that's the body and the mind and the spirit's like natural reaction to, no, wait, hold up. No. Like I am the one that is going to be your provider. I am, you know, I thought I was the God in your life. I was the guiding force in your life. You know, I'm the one that knows you and that's been keeping you alive and that's been moving you, putting you in the flow of the different things. Like I am that person, and it doesn't want to be usurped. And I'm not talking about from an ego, because if this could easily go into an ego thing where you start to resent and you have jealousy and things like that. But I'm talking about like on a spirit level. I'm also seeing like the story in the Bible with Moses being in the desert and how, people were led out of Egypt and they were wandering in the desert and they were introduced to this spirit, this God that they felt had released them from Egypt. And as it was guiding them and leading them, and for me, it's really an analogy of like trusting yourself. Like you're leaving this massive civilization, all these things set up around a river, and it's the fertile valley, and you're going out into a desert, and you're fighting to get away to just be in a desert and wander around. Like, what are you doing? Well, they're listening to their guiding influence. I feel like the story with Moses, he was in tune with that, and it's telling him instinctively and also intuitively what to do. He's connecting with that energy. And as they were out there, they kept trying to make substitutes for this or introduce things other than this natural thing, this guiding force within them. And every time they did it, it would say, well, I thought that I was your God, or I thought that this was whatever. And it was that conflict. And I feel like that would be the source of the conflict, that you don't want to have the divinity, the divine within this person, to usurp the divine within you. It's more so supposed to complement the divine within you, not usurp it. And likewise with you, your divine is supposed to complement and not usurp, because there will be an internal battle to make sure that doesn't happen, because each wants to be in its own sovereign energy, and it should be respected that way. Okay, so let's do a Mystic Wisdom card. We have moving forward, get ready for positive changes in the past, and taking a leap of faith. So yeah, this is, in the past you made a decision to move forward into a positive place. I'm seeing wintertime might be of importance to someone. Polar bear, spirit animal for someone. I'm hearing like, when I think of polar bears, I think of like glacial ice caps. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. And as a result of that, you're taking a leap. You're following spirit. With the dove to me is a symbol of like the Holy Spirit, Shekinah energy, life force energy, that creative energy, Shakti energy, all of that. And you're taking a leap of faith that you're going to connect in the flow of that energy in your life. And it's going to allow you to bring into form the you that wants to be. All right, so let's take a look. What do we do? We need to do the Abundance Oracle cards, and we'll wrap up. We have Moonlighting. Oof. Okay, so here. So this, I feel like, might be circling back around to what we were talking about before, about possibly having somebody on the side while you were in this situation. Not endorsing that, but this does say moonlighting. So in the past, you made a decision to possibly moonlight. So I'm taking this two ways. I feel like you were trying to, this could have been a secret thing that you had on the side, or it could have also been, and this person, I feel like, may not have known this, or, depending on what it is. I feel like you might have been recognizing the need to remove yourself from the situation, and you start listening to your intuition and trying to follow that. So you might have been dancing in the moonlight here. And it says, this card is saying that you can start working on your dream career while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. So you might have felt like you didn't have enough invested in this other situation to actually make that leap and leave it. But when you did, you might have recognized just how toxic this other thing was. And honestly, with this, this is not a judgment or endorsement of anything, but with this, beware who you trust, and the toxicity, that I feel like there's just a lot that was going on in that other situation, and the fact that it was so out of the flow with that it might have been something that needed to end. However, like we said earlier, it's important that if you're prone to that kind of cycle where if you're not getting something that you need in one situation, that you go to another to try to fill your cup up, then you're going to be in a repeating cycle of that. where your cup will never be full. Even with this person, if this person is so amazing as they seem to be coming across on here, if they're in a situation where something happens and you're draining your cup as soon as it's filled, like, no person can fill your cup up. You have to connect with the divine for yourself, with the Holy Spirit for yourself, with the Shekinah for yourself, with the Shakti energy for yourself, and you have to be able to carry that and allow that to flow through you on your own. You have to receive that on your own, and then that way you're not draining this person, so that you can go take that cup that you've gotten filled up and become a source of sustenance for all these other people, especially if you're surrounding yourself with people who are also feeling drained and empty, and you're just filling up their cup, filling up their cup, filling up their cup with this source that you're getting from here. It's also going to become toxic, and it's going to be a repeating cycle, and it's going to be the same thing. You have the same thing, and then this person, there's definitely going to be probably some resentments and toxicities and envies and things that come across as a result of this. And then they will be in the Five of the Cups, and they'll be toxic. And then you'll be looking for somebody else to fill that cup. But the summation of that would be that the cure for that is to fill up your own cup, to make sure that you are connecting with the divine within you authentically. And so then you don't have to depend on anybody else to fill up your cup. And I also would challenge you, this just came up, I would challenge you to see that if you get your own cup filled up with the divine, do you even really need or desire to have someone that badly to fill up your cup? Is it coming from a place of you have two sovereign beings who are complementing each other? Or is it this usurping or trying to take more, like this power exchange of trying to get more and balance out power and have power struggles and egotism and stuff? Like, that's what I would say with this. So, the result of this is block out distractions. It says your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. So to me, this is saying, you're getting refueled. Are you immediately running out and giving this to everybody else? That's a distraction, and it's keeping you off your path. And it's going to lead you back to the Five of Cups in this never-ending cycle of not being fulfilled, because you're not filling yourself up with the right things from the right sources. It says you already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. Okay? You have the power to do that. You just have to choose. So have courage to ask for and accept help. So if this is a thing where you need help with something, it could be emotionally or so on, it's okay to ask for help. And also when it's offered to you, to accept it. Maybe you asked God for help. Maybe you prayed for this and you were able to get help from there. And, when you get the help and you accept it, then from that space, then you can also, when others are in positions, with the Six of Pentacles, like we were talking about before, you can also provide help in the way that it's, as you are guided. But the important thing with that, I think, is with this White Owl card, that you need to connect with the wisdom of the divine within you and how it's asking you to do that, but not from a place of codependency and not from a place of, filling up your cup off of others and then immediately pouring out and having nothing for yourself and constantly being in a state of lack, and that lack kind of energy. All right, Taurus, that is what I have for you for your reading. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be days, but we are not confused. And until the next video, bye-bye.